In example 3, we're going to solve an equation using a double angle identity. So we want to solve the sine of 2 theta minus sine of theta equal to 0, and we're looking on that interval from 0 to 2 pi. So first thing I want to take a look at is I have a double angle, so I'm going to change that. So instead of using the sine of 2 theta, I'm going to use the rule for that, or the identity, and I'm going to rewrite it as 2 sine theta cosine theta. And then the rest stays the same. I still have my minus sine theta equal to 0. And then from here, I want to just solve it using any of the solving skills I learned in 5.3. So if I look, I have a term here, and what's common to both of these terms is a sine of theta. So I'm going to factor out a sine of theta, leaving me with 2 cosine theta minus 1 equal to 0. And then I can use that zero product property that says the sine of theta can equal 0, or 2 cosine of theta minus 1 can equal 0. Well, if sine is going to be 0, let's take a look at our axes. So that's got to happen at one of these points on our axes when the sine is going to be 0. So we have the point 1 comma 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, or 0, negative 1. And again, we want it sine to be 0, sine is y, so it's going to be here at 0 and here at pi. So I can say theta is equal to 0 and theta is equal to pi, and those are two answers that I have so far. Then if I solve the next one, 2 cosine theta minus 1 equal to 0, I'm going to add the 1 over, divide by 2, and I get cosine of theta is equal to 1/2. And now I'm going to go back and figure out, so if cosine is a half, that can happen in the first quadrant. It can also happen in the fourth quadrant. But if cosine is a half, that means this would be a half here, being 30 degrees up on the top, and then a 60-degree reference angle, which is pi over 3. So I know theta would be pi over 3. And I know theta could also be positive in that fourth quadrant, so I need to figure out the angle there. Well, if I go all the way around, this is the same as 6 pi over 3. And one right before that would be 5 pi over 3. So I have 4 different possible answers for this. Next, I'd like you to go and do the try this. So go ahead and pause it, unpause it when you're ready to check your answer. If you did the try this correctly, you should get beta to equal 0 or pi. If you have questions on how to get that, please let me know.